you trying to get crazy with this scene? Don't you know I'm loco?
Yeah, most of it I love doing characters, and I like Robin Williams is one of my comedic idols. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then you got the John Leguizamos and Jamie Foxx, great characters. All these people. It was always just fascinating to me. But like when I start fucking around with some, I kind of just put them out there. Now with social media, you could kind of test things out, like even just putting shit in your stories with filters or whatever. And then that's how I kind of like, when people are like, because I just started doing Emo Primo, just kind of like, I didn't think it was going to turn into a whole character.
What's happening, everybody? This is Bobby Ruiz, a.k.a. Bobby Tribal, and once again, it's time for that Lower Left podcast. We're right here at 17th and Island in beautiful downtown San Diego. And today we got a super duper special guest again. We've been getting some pretty special guests, huh?
We have, and I think this one, this guest, everyone knows. Like, there's no way. Everyone's Thea, everyone's mom.
Yeah.
Sancha, everybody.
Yeah. Everybody knows this dude. One. Sometimes people even dress up like him. They want to be him. They imitate him. You hear the jokes all around the building, just everywhere. Everybody knows this dude, and I feel real fortunate to have been able to trick him into coming. We kind of pulled like, oh yeah, shout out to my boy Bobby Romero. He helped out with this one, but I forgot right here my man Johnny Sweats.
Always
Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
But today we have the man who's he's working on legendary status. I think he's one of those vatos that everybody's gonna remember. Hey, remember that dude? Cholo Fit,
Yeah.
So with that being said, we got Frankie Quinones. ¿Qué onda, Frankie?
Hey, what's up, homies?
Damn, welcome to San Diego again.
Oh, thank you, homie, for rolling out the red carpet. Thank you for getting lunch too.
Yeah,
appreciate
I had to do
homie.
it, bro. I'm telling you, I was tricking you.
Yeah.
So what did bring you to San Diego? Was it really Bobby tricking you?
Yeah. Well, we're trying to work on doing a show out here with
you can say it at Street Legacy, during Street Legacy.
Yeah, during the Street Legacy
possible
art exhibit.
Show.
Yeah, so came down here and I was like, all right, check out the venue. And then he goes, oh yeah, come look at my place too. And then we came in here and the mics were set up. And so he's like,
I thought he had a box with a Modelo underneath with a string. You just pull it.
Yeah, that's all it took. So Modelo was like, all right, where do I go? Okay, okay.
It was the Modelo hypnotism. Yeah, but we were checking out one of the theaters at California Center for the Arts, and he hadn't been down, but I know he's come down a bunch of times, and he was expressing how much he likes San Diego.
Yeah, I love San Diego, homie. Big time.
Right. At Chicano Park. What'd you think of that?
Oh man, I mean, I had been to Chicano Park quite a few times before, but never on Chicano Park Day. Oh man, that was a good time. It was crazy.
People loved you there, huh?
Yeah.
You ever seen anything like that anywhere?
Nah, I mean, not like that, homie. I mean, obviously I've been to my share of shows and all that stuff, but that shit was just like, damn, the energy and the gente and the weather was perfect. And yeah, it was wild.
You were creeper.
Yeah, I was walking around. I was like, oh, this would be a good idea. I'll go down, it's creepers. It was so, oh, damn, homie.
It was crazy.
I was just like trying to take pictures of everybody. Hey, what's up, homie? Hey, all right, let me go here. And I had to like duck around the corner, catch my breath, and then just like, all right, let's get back to it. Like, it was crazy.
But you have good people around you. Like I know you roll with your primos sometimes, and it's
everybody was cool too. It was a good time.
Well, you got a lot of fans down here, man. A lot of people really we dig what you're doing. Like it's Sur Califas. So you're originally from LA, or you're from
originally from San Fernando Valley, but then when we were young, I mostly grew up in Ventura County. So most of my family's from Oxnard. And then I lived up in San Francisco for almost 15 years. That's where I started doing comedy. And but I've been back in LA now for be 10 years in August.
So you had a regular job, right? And then you just quit to do comedy full time?
Yeah, homie. Yeah, I was doing like shipping and receiving, like logistics, like where you could saran wrapping pallets and shit like that. And
did you have that back brace?
Yeah, I had the fucking back brace, bro. Let's go. Let's fucking do some pallets, you know. And, but damn, that shit'll get you. Yeah, I still got back problems from that shit. But yeah, I was doing that, and I just started doing open mics at night. And, you know, signing up, getting there late, because I'll be racing from work, and then there'd be like 5 people there, and I'm just trying to work my shit out.
Did you, like, the first time you did stand up, were you like, nah, and then you backed out, and then you went back, or you were just like, I'm gonna do this shit?
Yeah, I was going like once a week to like open mics, and then from there, I kept going. I remember I got my first gig, you know, I got like a free drink and $20, and I said, fuck, here we go, homie. I was kind of cocky too, like, fuck it, I'm funny, dog. I'm meant to do this shit. Cause I was always like class clown, and my mom and dad always had stand up on at the pad. So I always knew I was gonna, you know, I was always fascinated with it, and always knew like, man, I'll try that someday. Then I tried it, and I did okay my first time too. And so, I was like, got that first gig, and then, you know, and all of a sudden like 2 years go by, 3 years go by, 4 years go by. Around that 4-year mark is when you know, it's kind of a known thing in the comedy community. You're either in or out. You know, that's when you realize it doesn't happen overnight. It's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, you can't be in it for the fame and the money, or else it's, you know, you got to be in it because, you know, you're like, fuck it, this is what I'm here for.
Was there a certain gig that you think was like a groundbreaking gig, or a gig where you thought to yourself, fuck, I'm on my way. I'm really doing this?
Yeah, I mean, there was a time, it was at this bar in called Il Parada in the Mission District up in San Francisco, and it was the headliner like didn't make it or some shit, and then the homie Kiko, he was running this thing, and then he was like, hey, you want to close it out? And it was my birthday and shit, and it was like, and this was like I was already doing it for like a couple years. But I want to say it was like 2007 or some shit. And I did it, and it went good. And I, you know, did the thing and fucking tore the roof off, all that. It just lined up. You know what I'm saying? I still had a lot of work to do, but it lined up that night where I was like, fuck, homie, you got some shit. And that was way back then. And then, you know, and then, and then, so from then, I mean, I was already kind of doing that, but that night I was like, oh shit, homie, I could do this shit, you know? Like, and then I kept at it. Yeah.
But you said there was always, your parents were into comedy. They always had comedy.
Oh yeah.
What were they like watching? Like, who were the comedians that you grew up like watching or admiring?
Yeah. I mean, they had everybody on. I mean, it was like, you know, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, you know, obviously Paul Rodriguez. He was the first homie I saw that looked like me that was on there, and I'm like, damn, this fool doing it. And then, you know, we were watching Living Color, SNL, Culture Clash was another show that, you know, we'd watch all that shit. They
Shout
always
out
had
to Culture Clash.
Yeah, hell dudes. Yeah, homie. And that was a good ass show. And then, yeah, they always had music playing in the pad and always comedy, you know. And even when I saw them going through it, when they were struggling, they always found time to dance or to laugh or to whatever, you know. That's what got them through. So I saw how powerful that shit was. So it was like, damn. And then when I saw that I could do it, like my mom's real funny and shit. And then so, you know, and I saw I could make people laugh at school or whatever. Sometimes I was, you know, I still am a little homie, but I was extra little back then. So, you know, fools would be, you know, trying to fuck with me because I was, you know, a little homie, but I would just start making them laugh. And then, you know, it'd be like, they just would mop me around just to fucking do my little shit.
So you were that kid in school then? You were that kid that was always cracking jokes and then just talking shit?
Yeah. Just always.
And you enjoyed it because you saw you were getting a response. Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I loved it, homie. And then I would get in trouble at school a lot, but then after a while, even the teachers, they would start taking a liking to me, or the principal, and they just be like, shit, fucking Frankie, you know, like. But yeah, it was cool. But my mom and dad, man, they were, you know, back in the day, even when they were dating, they'd be at the Comedy Store, the Hollywood Improv, you know, and they would tell me the stories of that shit. Like, yeah, I mean, we would just we could either find free tickets or we'd save up money and we just order our 2 sodas, eat our food in the parking lot. And, you know, they were just like, they didn't have much money.
So
you
they
know
were
what I mean? But
comedy diehards.
What they did have, they would go to stand-up shows and shit. So, yeah, they were into it, homie. So
that's badass because there's people that their parents are into music or into whatever it is, and you kind of gravitate towards that. So that's kind of, you were kind of brought up in a family that really appreciated comedians and comedy, and would go to comedy gigs and have it at the pad, and it just kind of something you took a liking to, just like your parents, I guess. Right?
Yeah,
that's badass. That's cool. And one of the characters, Carmelita.
Yeah, Juanita Carmelita.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
Yeah. she's is that your mom?
Yeah, homie, just straight up, but yeah, extension of my mom. She's that, you know, she's just like that's, you know, fiery, spicy Latina, but funny as fuck, and just likable, but, you know, also don't get on her bad side kind of thing. Like, that's her vibe, yeah.
And does she see herself in that, or does she like ever mention anything or know that hey, you took that from me?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you run it by her? Like, hey, man, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, nah, I just started doing the character. I mean, I didn't tell her.
And did she call you on it? Has she called you on it?
Yeah, but I, you know, she more got it. You know, they're supportive and shit. But yeah. It is funny.
Who's the old vato? What's his name?
Oh, the OG?
Yeah. That's what. Does he have a name, or you
we just call him the OG. Actually, we recently gave him a name. Fuck, I forget what it is, homie. I gotta look it up. But yeah, mostly we just call him the OG, you know? So like during the pandemic is when I started working on him, because, you know, the OG and his ladies trying to date the younger ladies, and they would do freaky shit, you know? Like, listen to yourself, mija. Listen, you know, she wants to get freaky and role play, you know? Like, she wants to be a nurse and wants me to be a doctor. Mija, I don't have a doctor's license. I don't like to pay for pretense. I like to talk about real shit, you know? And it's like, I don't know, but, you know, he does more ridiculous shit. But yeah, that was just it. Yeah, just fucking around with voices
badass,
and shit,
dude. Like, so what? I mean, we had this conversation earlier, but I think what you could tell that you were around some real fucking characters, some real people, and it comes across in your comedy where you don't have the things that you say, the expressions on your face. You could tell that they're rooted in real shit or real people or real situations that you encountered growing up. Yeah. Like, even, I mean, I think I've told you this about 80 times already, that Emo Primo's like the shit. Like, that dude's badass. Like,
so dumb, so lame. Yeah.
We're recording a podcast right now. It's so lame.
Podcasts are so lame.
but that you had to know where the fuck to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these characters, you had to know where to grab them from, or who somebody influenced that character, right? Was that somebody that you knew, or a group of people?
Oh, yeah, homie. Just cousins. And yeah, I have a big, hey man, I'm not surprised. Like, you know, I got a big family on both sides, you know, so it's like, still to this day, I meet new cousins every year, especially doing what I do, you know, and, but, yeah.
They come out of the woodwork.
Primo, gonna get tickets or not. Playing. But I'm blessed to have the opportunity. I love meeting new familia, you know, and especially when they're like, I'm so-and-so, I'm like, oh shit, what a trip. But it's just mostly, everything was mostly people I grew up around, or homies of homies, like something influenced every character, you know what I mean? So the main ones are, you know, Creeper comes from my father, and then,
does he?
And then, and then JC is, you know, pretty an extension of my mom, or other women I grew up around, you know, they're just heavily influenced by them. Yeah.
But where did Emo Primo come from?
Yeah. Cousins, I don't want to say no names, but you know.
Really? You have primos like that?
Oh, yeah, homie. Yeah. Just fucking.
We all kind of grew up around that shit.
Yeah, with the just all emo and fucking, you know, the hair, you know, kind of going down, just fucking so dumb, you know.
Yeah, and I think, the video for that is pretty badass. The way that it just seems like I could see that. I could picture that happening. Like all his primos or homeboys, and
drinking
just like,
yeah.
And he hates it, and they make him carry the beer, and like he's all fucking bummed.
Yeah, those are all my real cousins too in those videos, man.
But that's what I mean. Like, it seems, I think your comedy and your skits and the way that it's delivered seems genuine, raw. Like, and it's not like I said this earlier. A lot of it's not overly polished. It just seems like, fuck. That's badass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Most of it, I love doing characters, and I like Robin Williams is one of my comedic idols, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and then you got the John Leguizamos and, you know, Jamie Foxx, great characters, all these people. It was always just fascinating to me. But like, when I start fucking around with some, I kind of just put them out there. Now with social media, you could kind of test things out, like even just putting shit in your stories with filters or whatever. And then that's how I kind of like, when people are like, cause I just started doing Emo Primo, just kind of like, I didn't think it was going to turn into a whole character, but so the response to it, and even friends of mine, You know, like even Esteban or fools I
Oh,
wouldn't expect
we
that
talk
would
about
be into
all
Emo
the time.
Primo.
When that shit dropped, we were fucking talking about him. Dude,
Yeah.
did you see this Emo Primo,
Like
dude?
that,
Frankie
Esteban
did.
loves that fool, you know?
We both do.
And I'll get some homies, like old school homies that are like, hey, fucking, I love all your shit, but Emo Primo. And I'm like, damn, really? Like, yeah, all the shit I do. And so I'm like,
That was a surprise.
yeah.
Huh?
So that's why I kept working on him, yeah. And then we did that video of Felipe Esparza where he has a homie now, and
Yep.
we're gonna get ready to shoot another one. So, yeah, just see what happens.
But to
yeah.
develop the characters, they have like personality traits. Like Carmelita, she's just her boyfriend. When she interacts with her boyfriend, she slaps him around and
Yeah, it's
just
weird,
kind of
like-
like she talks shit to him.
Yeah,
and,
she's kind of lightweight abusive to that, but you can see that like it's what's best for him. He loves it, you know.
Yeah.
He's in love with her. They're in love. It's a good thing, but yeah, she'll be like, "Oh, I love you too, baby, but don't call me while I'm at work because you're wasting my time right now. Okay, but I'll see you later." You know, like little shit like
Yeah.
that, little jab she throws, and it's like, "Oh, okay," but
dude. And then there's which other? I was just thinking of one of the other characters. So the old Vato. Oh, the dude who slaps when he's doing the massage.
oh, pachanga, fuck, man. It's a party time every time. Wow, yeah, this fool looks like he's about to pop a blood vessel on it. Yeah, it's like, damn, you all right, homie?
Where the fuck did you get that dude?
Homie, you know where he came from is, I had that, yeah. It was,
Slaps the shit out of the dude, eh?
I'm trying to identify what family members like that.
we all have that Theo that's like, damn, let's dance, cumbias, whatever it is. But I danced ballet folklorico for like 10 years when I was young. And my botas still fit me, and so that's where it kind of came from. I was like working on a character where I could use that talent, which is doing ballet folklorico, and so I'd be dancing like that, and it's like he just became that like Theo, like that fucking chest out and chains, and just fuck my wow, it's a body time every time, and he's just super excited, like yeah.
So where do you ultimately let's say in a perfect world, where would you ultimately like to see these characters? Separate, together, fucking animated in a series, or doing like Eddie Murphy did the show where he played all the different characters?
Oh yeah. One of my goals of my career is to pull off something like he did in like Nutty Professor at the dinner scene.
Yeah, yeah.
When he's playing the fucking
Hercules.
and he's playing the grandma, the weird brother, the fucking all those characters that and then Professor Clump also and all that. I mean, that shit is genius to me, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
so.
And just to give like kind of my version of that, something like that, I would love to pull
So
that
the
off.
characters would actually meet each other.
Yeah. So I would love to do, whatever, eventually do. I've been working on this script for a long time for a feature, but right now we're trying to pitch a sketch show, where I could just keep doing what I'm doing, but on a bigger level and with a budget and a team.
Kind of like a Chappelle type thing.
Yeah,
where he
kind of
does-
like that. Yeah.
He kind of in the middle, like talks to the audience and then goes into sketches.
Yeah,
or something.
like we were gonna do it like that at first, but nowadays it's like so much shit lives online or by itself. So we just want to have like a dope interstitial, like a dope beat, a graphic, and then just go sketch to sketch. Keep it moving. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
So you just finished up a project with Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, homie. It's called This Fool, and it's a good group of producers and these homies of mine that did a show called Corporate on Comedy Central, and it's loosely based around my homie Chris Estrada's life. And my homie Chris Estrada, we've been touring together for a few years, and great stand-up, funny dude. He's from South Central, and it's kind of loosely based off his life and all the characters. And I play his cousin Luis, and the show is pretty much the driving force of the show is him and I's relationship. I'm like kind of always talking shit to him, and I'm kind of like the dumb like cousin that just got out the joint and shit, and I'm like fuck, you don't know me, da da da, and then he's like trying to help people all the time, but I end up moving in with my tia, his mom, so he lives with his mom and my tia, so I don't really respect him, even though he's trying to help me. He works at a place that he's trying, gets help people, fools get their life back together. And, you know, I have to be, in order to have a place to live with my tia, she's like, well, you got to be part of his program, you know, but I'm not really respecting him because I'm like, hey, homie, you live with your mom, you know, so how you going to tell me, you know? So it's just like this. It's dope. And we got a whole family and you know, it's on some like Friday meets Atlanta kind of vibe. Nice. You know, it's just real shit. You're not trying to save the world, just trying to make people laugh and shit. And, it's me, him, and we got some good people in there. Tretch from Naughty by Nature, he killed it in it. But Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos plays Christopher. He's a main character in it. Oh, shit. And yeah, man, we have some really good scenes together.
Congratulations, dude. Working with actors like that's fucking a big deal.
He really helped me elevate my game as an actor. You know what I mean? And he was very encouraging. Cool as fuck on me. It was funny because the producers were fucking with me. They were like, hey, homie, like, he doesn't like to, don't look him in the eye if you're not filming a scene with him. He doesn't like that shit. You know, they're being dead serious with me. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, you know, cause I'm like, oh fuck, you know, da da da. So we have our first scene together where it's just him and I, you know, and I'm sitting there and I'm fucking like trying not to look at this vato, you know, I'm just like, cause I'm like, fuck, I mean, that's Christopher Soprano shit, and, you know, or all the other shit he's done. And I'm just kind of like that. And then he's like, hey man, like, you know, hey, you want to run the lines? And I'm like, yeah, homie, like, yeah, that's cool. And then, you know.
He's probably like, the speaker on set.
and then he starts being cool, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I realized they was fucking with me, and I told him, I said, oh homie, I was like, the fucking producers told me like, you don't like to be looked in the eye, and like now you're cool as fuck. And then I look up at him, he's looking at me with a straight face. He goes, that's still true, you know. And then he's like, just fucking around. Yeah,
that's dope.
But yeah, he's a beast of an actor, homie.
So when's this supposed to come out?
June or July of this year. Yeah.
Episodes, how many? Is it a series?
10 episodes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, on Hulu, homie. So
congratulations.
Thank you, man.
That's good shit. Yeah. And you're still you do a lot of improv dates and stuff, moving around doing stand-ups?
Yeah. Well? A lot of the shit is still they're still rescheduled dates from you know, COVID shit, you know? So yeah, on next weekend I'll be at the San Jose Improv, and then the week after that I'll be doing the Fox Theater in Bakersfield, and then the Tower Theater in Fresno, and then we're doing San Francisco in April, and Oxnard, and then Brea, the Brea Improv,
and hopefully California Center for the Arts
in August. Hopefully we'll be in San Diego.
Escondido, that's right. Hell yeah.
So one thing with musicians, they go on the road a lot. I know comedians do as well, but I've seen some comedians like in hole in the wall, like backwoods, like bars, casinos. What's like the trippiest place you've done your set at?
Oh shit!
Or like weirdest experience, or you know, because it's rough, right, on the road.
Yeah, especially when you're coming up. I mean, for comics, I mean, everybody has a different path. I mean, nowadays with YouTube and TikTok, like, there's fools that could sell tickets like that, and they just barely started comedy, you know, 6 months ago. You're going, like, you know, obviously that gets a lot of, you know, when you have a comic that's been busting their ass for so long, and then they get bumped for some, you know, TikTok star or whatever, it's like a little discouraging. But I can't hate on that. I mean, the clubs are running a business, you know, and if this motherfucker's selling tickets, and it's what it is. But it's like, fuck, man. You know, it just sucks. But like a true stand-up comic, like, you just got to go through it, homie. Yeah. And like, man, I've been in some fucking, some shitty bars, and, you know, they're there for free, or they're not paying attention to you. You're talking over the crowd, and, you know, you gotta go through the ringer, homie. And I'm just like, fuck. I remember one time I was doing this show in East Oakland, and this dude, it was his homie's birthday. And it's my worst set ever, homie. It was like, I ate shit, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I went up there, like, I was doing good. And like, you know, the headliner that was there, they got in an argument with the owner. So they didn't get the guy they were expecting, first of all, but no excuses. I still went up there like, I got this. And I had him for like, and it was his homie's birthday, and he had like the gator skin shoes, and, you know, he had his whole crew there, and it was like, and I was just like, I got this though. And I went up there, and like first 10 minutes I had him, you know, and then all of a sudden I go into this one bit, and they just, oh man, they turned on me, dog. And then I became like, you know, scared up there, where I was kind of like a robot, just trying to say my jokes and not really doing them. And this dude got up. He stood up out of his chair, like to take the time to get up. And he was like, motherfucker, you ain't funny. and then sits back down, packs his pants up, and just like that needed to be said, you know. And then I'm just, oh shit, hey, what y'all? So yeah. And then it was so quiet in there, homie, that even these two old ladies, and they look like nice women. I don't want to say old, but they're, you know, in their 60s or something. They're nice ladies, you know. They're sitting up there looking at me. They're like, baby, you look scared, and like everybody could hear it. I'm just like, oh, yeah. You know, just trying to do the jokes and shit. Oh, dog. And I had the nerve to stick around after the show.
Oh,
this motherfucker.
fuck.
This motherfucker. And like dudes are walking out. This one dude walked up to me, goes, practice. Practice. And that walks out and shit. And I'm just like, oh, thanks. Thanks for coming in. Like, dog, that shit fucked me up, homie. Oh man, but you know, we all have to go through that, and ever since then, like a piece of that fucking night comes on stage with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to fucking keep me on my toes.
Have you got to meet some of your comedic, like, you know, people that you really admire?
Or yeah,
who are those people? Or got to work with, or at least, you know, people that you got to meet?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've got to work with Paul Rodriguez, you know, George Lopez, you know, like. George was like, man, when he dropped that "Why You Crying" special, that was, man, I remember I was just like jumping up and down in the living room, like, cause he just killed every bit in that special. Was just like so relatable, so everything, homie. Like, you know, like on my family, we always had dogs that were like, you know, inbred chihuahuas, all that. And then when he talks about, oh, that's how you get your dog. Hey, mira que bonito, get a weenie, you know, boom, boom. Like I'm like, that's our life, you know, and it was fucking funny as fuck, man. And then so, yeah. So to get the opportunity to meet him was real cool. And just, yeah. And, I'm trying to think who else, you know, I mean, you know, everybody's been cool. Like I said, I was telling you earlier, you had Gabriel and, Bill Burr is another dude I really like, and I toured with my buddy Craig Robinson for a long time. You know, they've all like been great, and see who else did I meet? I mean, I don't know. I pretty much met. I'm trying to think of, you know, who I could, something that stood out or something, or
but, you know,
a story.
You were saying about George Lopez. I think he's another one of those comedians that, you know, you guys are kind of in the same vein. You could tell you're real motherfuckers. You grew up around the shit. You know the language. You know how you see the stories. You felt the stories. You could hear it in your voice. You can tell that it really came from where it's talking about, as opposed to, you know, comedians that are out there that are really trying too hard to be that Chicano or to capture, maybe that's part of their game plan, to capture that audience, but not having the real sense of it or being genuinely attached to it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I see that, and it's like with a lot of comics, you know, they're trying to find their voice, you know, or trying to find their thing, and sometimes you see it's just that, like, oh, you still haven't found your voice yet, or they're trying to, and you see it with other cultures too, like, yeah. You know, a dude trying to play a super hardcore Italian dude on stage, and you're kind of like, do you really talk like that on me? You know what I mean? But it's like, and that, you know, I fucking do a bunch of voices, all that shit, but it just so happened to be that, all my material and all my characters are straight up from my family. You know what I mean? Like, you know, my dad fucking, you know, he always had a lowrider, homie. He always had wearing Chuck Taylor's, Dickies, and, you know, my Nino was, you know, president of Viejitos Car Club for 30 years. You know what I mean?
So Johnny's in Viejitos.
Yeah. So
nice.
So it was like
from LA?
Oxnard.
Who is it? Is it Danny?
No, John Gonzalez.
Gonzalez?
Yeah, I mean, he retired. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm 42, homie. So.
Oh, right. Damn, you look young.
Yeah, thank you, doc. Shit, you know, I work out and shit.
How did you handle this whole COVID break? Because we've had a couple different, you know, artists or musicians in here that they rely on touring, they rely on performing, they rely on, you know, being in whatever around people. Mm-hmm. How was that? Did you develop characters, or what did you do during that break?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it got a little dark for a little bit because we were so used to being around, you know, we're out every night. And I was in Buffalo, New York with opening for the homie Craig. And I remember seeing, you know, I was already coming on the news like, oh shit, there's this virus, whatever. But at the time, you know, shit like that always comes on the news. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, SARS and this and that. I don't know, not one homie that got SARS back when it was a thing, or
Yeah.
bird flu and this and that. I'm like, all right, another thing. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, well, hold up. And we made it back just in time. And I had shows lined up for that weekend, like these theater shows that were, sold out, and I was pumped to do them. And then they were just like, it was like the night before, they were like, no, it's still on. Because it was like March 13th or 14th, whenever that day was. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, nah, homie, the government was like, nah, it's over. And we're like, fuck. So it just went from like, and 2020, I was gone. I had 1 weekend off and leading up to that day. It was going to be my busiest year, And so it was grind. And then all of a sudden it was just like, boom. And then everything's closed on me. And then I was just like, and I had finally, I had my own pad for the first time. So I went from being like, oh, it's gonna be cool to have my own pad, to be like, fuck. Like, I ain't got nobody to talk to. And I had just got back from New York. So my familia was like, don't come over here, homie. You know what I mean? And like, so I was just like, fuck. But, then, and then I started appreciating it. Like, damn, you needed this fucking, cause that road life, it's exciting at first, but then after a while, it's like, fuck, homie, it starts to wear on you. You know what I mean? And so, I started, it took me a while to just kind of like, and then I kind of, hey, let me clean my closet and the refrigerator and shit like that.
Yeah. Do workouts in the backyard.
Put on the cholo fit outfit and just kind of get down.
And then, then I started writing and shit like that. But you get stuck though, because you get inspiration for being out and about and.
But
doing
you
the thing,
entertained us too during it, bro.
Oh,
that's when
yeah.
you were dropping characters. Like you were coming up. I think that's where the Ovato came in too during
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah,
right?
that's when the OG came in thing,
and I think. We were not relying on it, but you were entertaining a lot of us. We're like, oh shit. And we're sharing this stuff and moving it around and passing it and stuff. So, you were productive, but maybe in your head, you're like, fuck, this was my year. And all of a sudden like,
it was at the beginning, it was like that. I was like, fuck, man, this is going to be, and then I was kind of like, I just got my own pad, so I was kind of needed that money. I was counting on that feria and everything, and then I was like, But then I started thinking about that, like the OG. I used to have this neighbor. He lived across the street, the next street over, and he was an OG homie. And he would walk every day around the block, and he had a cane and this long ass beard, homie, where he had the rubber bands every 5 inches, 6 inches.
Yeah.
And all, placazos everywhere. And he was real nice vato, just say, hey, how you doing? You having a good day today? What's up, Frankie? Hey, what's up? G. And so I just started thinking about other people in my life and just characters that you could develop. And yeah, that's a good homie. Now we got it takes a while. I got a makeup artist homegirl who did it up, like put the wrinkles and the goatee and everything. That shit took like 4 hours.
Where can you see that?
All I have is just a testing fucking makeup session thing, but now I know that we could do it. So now we're going to film some shit with it, but it's like, it takes like 4 or 5 hours to put the makeup on.
So that inspiration could just come as easy as that. Like somebody walking around, you'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a guy, man. I wonder how that dude's doing, actually. He's probably listening. He's probably going to listen to this and be like, fucker, you owe me some royalties, cabron, Yeah.
So you went from, the Chicano family to, hitting the road, and now you're pretty much Hollywood, How is it to be a Chicano in Hollywood, and how's your reception been, and how are people, what's Hollywood about with being a Chicano in Hollywood? Because there's not, a handful of us, maybe?
Yeah.
Beyond the music business, like we had this conversation earlier, one of the biggest rock stars ever out of Los Angeles is Zach de la Rocha.
Oh yeah,
straight Chicano as they come.
Yeah,
but people don't recognize well, that dude's a huge rock star. That's right, he is.
Yeah, but Chicanos are allowed to be rock stars. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. But what about actors, comedians? They're not not a lot of them, bro.
Yeah.
Music, yeah, but
I think
what's that like?
I think it's getting better for us overall. A lot of us are working together more and more instead of, no, there's only one spot for all of us. Like, nah, homie, we just got to make dope shit and do our thing, and working together helps, but as far as Hollywood, it takes, there's been times I'm trying to sell shit to networks or whatever, and then they're like, one girl straight up said the words like, "Oh, well, a little too specific," you know, like, and I'm like, damn, really? Like, those are like the stories that you hear, like, oh, we're too specific for Hollywood, and she just straight up said it out loud. I'm like, damn, all right. But I was like, I can't change this shit. It comes from my family, you know, it's a real place. So I just stuck with it, and then now, I feel like it's happening and that's the power of you know, even though I need to get better at social media, you know, but like that's where
better, homie. You're killing it on social.
I'm just saying,
social media.
Like, you know?
Social media is your baby, homie. Didn't social media pretty much like that's
what I'm saying? Is like, so
career.
I didn't need to convince. I'm just like, hey, look at these numbers, these people that follow me, and it's not only just my gente, you know, it's fucking. It was
like Johnny
life,
said,
you know?
like
So
my mom, like my, you know, people know, like not just Raza, but all kinds of people know who you are. And even when we were taking the tour, she was, when you and Bobby were standing on the stage looking, she goes, "Is that the Cholo Fit guy?" And I'm like, yeah, that's
yeah.
Goes, oh my God. We send, like, she started going on this thing about how her and her friends share your videos. And, but you know what I mean? It's like, but I think we're approaching, hopefully, a time where it's going to be our time, bro. It's about time. It's been about time. But, you know, being able to, and I think it's important that we support each other. We pull each other up. We're not crabs in a bucket, and we work together, because that's the only way it's going to happen. You know, the Black community has done a great job of doing that. You know, you see, you know, Black comedians, Black actors, you know, Black programs, and Living Color was a prime example. And not just for Black comedy, but people in general, and bringing people up together. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I've worked in this business for a couple years, but yeah, you do encounter that. You do encounter that. Like, people, nah, fuck those dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's I don't, yeah.
But I try not to be in San Diego. Like, we're a pretty tight community, I think, here. And there's a lot of support. We support each other a lot here.
Yeah.
But to see that kind of support, or there's definitely, this is what I don't understand. There's definitely a market. You know what I mean? We're the majority, right? Latinos as a whole, right? We're the majority. Are we the majority now?
Yes,
I think so.
Oh, calculations.
I think so. I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
no.
There's a huge,
like almost 50 million. Or
something like that. But where's the programming? Where's the, you know, the content? But there's not a lot of people doing it. But, you know, it's really cool to see that you've been accepted in that community, and you're able to, like, do this fucking thing for Hulu. Go on to
I also think the new platforms like Hulu, Netflix, like, they're willing to throw more money at and try stuff versus the old school CBS, ABC, all that. Like,
right.
Old heads that don't understand it.
There's just so many. There's so much more platforms, like you said, you know, and then with streaming and all that, people are just making more and more content. So that was kind of the silver lining of the pandemic too. Is like, you know, people start watching more shit and da-da-da. So now there's like, now that things are opening back up, they're filming all kinds of shit now, you know? So it's a good thing. There's opportunities opening up for us.
Yeah, everyone in the world, like, needed some relief from being trapped, right? Like, everyone was locked down, couldn't go nowhere, couldn't spend money. But yeah, you can go on your phone and watch freaking Cholo Fit.
So watch this little fool jumping around. What's up, homie?
How old is that character?
Oh, shit. I've been doing Creeper for... I want to say, damn, when was that first video we did? So last February was or was it this past February? It's been over 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
You know, but the Cholo Fit video went viral in 2017, I want to say.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So 7 years. Wait. No, I'm not a mathematician. So
yeah, I think five going on 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, and then plus all the touring and all the shit that you did, like, I think people became aware of you as a comedian at that time. You know what I mean?
Because most people didn't even know I did stand-up. Still, to this day, they're like, oh, he does stand-up too. I'm like, hell, man, 16 years.
Yeah, see, so like with musicians, and when we talk to people in here with tattoo artists as well, and artists, it's like people don't see the time before that
Yeah,
put in
yeah.
to get to that point where everyone knows your name or everyone recognizes you.
They say, "Oh, you got lucky, you made a viral video."
Yeah,
Like, no, yeah.
that viral video took what, like 10, 15 years to come up with. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Gator guy yelling at you in Oakland.
Fuck. or yeah, when he runs away and he starts talking shit to the bouncers and he's real muy chingon. And fuck, dude, that dude's. But you know what would be sick is if Esteban directed a movie for you, like with these different characters.
That'd be awesome.
That would be the shit.
Man, Esteban was like, he's always been an inspiration, but you know, now that we're friends, it's like, it's crazy, you know. He's still an inspiration.
Yeah, he's all right, dog.
Yeah, let's not talk about too much.
He's cool. No, he is though. But I think he's part of that Hollywood thing. You know, he's the just what he did with LA Originals, and people pay attention to him now. But you know, he's been around for a long time. A lot of us have been around for a long time, and it's, you know, we're not youngsters anymore. You know, so
yeah, it's
good that, I mean, you still got a long, I'm sure, healthy career ahead of you. But it's good.
Hopefully,
I think so. I really think so. You know, what do you so you were saying possibly multi-character type movie that's like ultimately?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to do this sketch show but I have been working on a Cholo Fit, The Rise and Fall of Creeper. It's a movie script, you know, and I just been fine tuning in, polishing up, and then just waiting for the opportunity to he has a backstory. Sell it with the right place. I've had some offers for the script, but I didn't like the deal. You know, I want to be able to have control of it. I don't want it to get in the wrong hands and all of a sudden.
Wow.
You know.
So Creeper has a backstory. See, I don't think people think about Creeper's backstory. Like, where's he from? Maybe he has like some issues or problems, or an old lady, or some kids, or so So does he's got this crazy backstory, or what's his deal?
Yeah, you know, it's not too crazy. It's pretty relatable, but you know,
I'm sure it's relatable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you've already written on some of that?
Yeah. It's there. Yeah.
Well,
I keep changing it though, you know, fine tuning it, but it's in a good spot. And I got like people written in there, like the homie, like Emilio Rivera and all that. I kind of mentioned it to him already, dope. And he's like, let me know. And he's been, you know, he's another inspiration. But
he's been a comedian for a long time as well.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him on Locos, pero
Que Locos.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Emilio?
Yeah, Emilio. He does stand up. Yeah.
Really? I never seen that.
He's another one too, dog. He loves Imo Primo too, man.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, he'll just call me up just to tell me to watch the.
He just has a cool factor to him, man.
Yeah,
like, even the characters he plays is just like smooth as fuck.
Smooth. I mean, he's a real vato, and just really humble and just cool, and you know, he's not afraid to help out a
Chicano.
Yeah, fellow Chicano.
And you know what? Yeah. That's part of that Chicano movement. What they're doing with the Mayans. You know, that's getting all those actors and telling stories and showing some culture and things like that. But I think it's being able to expand away from some, not to say that it's negative, but what you do, and I've noticed this, and you just posted a video, animation video just a couple minutes ago before we started, is in regards to positivity.
Oh yeah.
I noticed, and I noticed this before, you always keep your characters, your skits positive. You know, it's not about, they're never violent or talking shit or negativity, or it's always uplifting, funny, humorous, and positivity. You know, like the dude you just that was Creeper, right?
Yeah.
Creeper with floating. A third eye, floating, fucking yoga pose, and just
positive vibes, eh?
Yeah, that's the shit. Where'd that come from? That's you. That's your personality.
Yeah, my family, homie. I was just like, there's that fine line, peace and positivity and, good vibes only, but it's like, but if it comes from a genuine place, it really hits, and it's like, I've had my mom and dad are still married, and I always had that. I mean, yeah, they whooped my ass, and I went through some shit growing up and all that, but for the most part, even for them, like what I saw was, is like they're really, it was like important to them to just have gratitude, you know what I mean? And they were like, for every little thing, you know, they would just be thankful for, you know. So it was like kind of drilled into me. And then when I, you know, and then you grow up and you kind of get, you know, the world fucks with you a little bit or this and that, you know, you get tainted in a way, or you just got to go through shit, you know. And so especially, I don't know, I'm fortunate enough, my family, even my cousins, all my cousins that were, a lot of them would stay with me and all that shit growing up. But you know, they were gangbanging and shit like that. And I'm thankful that most of them, you know, they're like got their shit together, and, you know, they still rep their shit, but they're like, they're all about their kids, you know, and working hard and shit like that. And so you see, like, it always led back to that, like all the times that all the good things that came in life came from that, from leading with gratitude and like real love and working hard. I mean, and just being about your family, like that love that you have for your familia is like, that's the strongest, you know what I mean? So if you just like, if you're really about that and you do it, and then you got no time to fucking trip off somebody other shit, or you want to hate on this or hate on that, like you make your own shit pop, homie. And it's like, and so I don't know, like just making people laugh, that's a feel good shit, you know? So it's like the stories that I get from people that are like, damn, homie, I had like 3 heart attacks in a row. I was in the hospital. I was watching your videos, and, you know, that's how I knew I was going to be all right. And it's like, what the fuck, homie? That shit's like crazy to hear, you know? It's like overwhelming. So I'm like, you know, it's like, I'm not saying I'm this fucking whatever, but God gave me something that's helping people feel good. You know what I mean? And so I just like, I'm like, hell yeah, that's some, you know, I'm just like that's what I just lead with that gratitude, that love. Obviously, if you're whack, if you're a lame ass fool, then I got to distance myself. But for the most part, I'm like, I got no time to hate, homie. You know, I'm just trying to I got my one little shot here on earth, and I'm trying to spread love and make you laugh and help you get through the bullshit, and, you know, let's ride.
That's badass, dude. Yeah. That's very, very respectful, like respectable, like that you do that. And I think there's enough negativity and bullshit going on, especially in our community or around us and stuff. But to have somebody like yourself that people, you know, laugh about and look up to. Even when you did the wine, bro, the wine commercial with the fucking cow. What did the cow say? He said, "Fuck your video." Fuck your video.
He just got right in front of the camera. Boom! Like, fuck your video.
What's up with that? So you're gonna do some more?
Yeah.
So I got my bottles. I bought a case. I didn't taste the drop.
You gave me one.
I
still have it.
I gave them away for Christmas. Because I'm like, fuck, everybody.
You know, it was so funny because I was like, damn, how many cases this fool buy? Because everybody was tagging, hey, thanks to Bobby Tribal fucking for my creeper wine. And I swear I saw like 20 of those fucking posts. I'm like, all right, Bobby, shit, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I support, and I like wine, but I didn't taste it because I'm like, fuck that, I ain't gonna.
When we have parties, I gotta hide it because I already know somebody's gonna fucking bust it open.
Yeah, so you gotta maybe make enough where people want to drink it.
Yeah. No, I know. That's the thing. And it's actually good wine. I didn't know if people were gonna, a homie of mine got into making wine like years ago. And he's up there in Paso Robles doing it.
That's a good wine. That's good wine country.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, homie, you want to make a wine? And I was like, I didn't know if people were going to buy wine from me or not, you know, but he was like, I got some good shit. I know what I'm doing. He showed me the whole facilities, everything. And then fuck it, we'll try it. And then, homie, we put that shit on sale, and it just when we did that video, you know, and the barn and all that, and that shit just flew out. And it sold,
but it had like a filter, like a soft filter.
Yeah. No, I had like a legit cameras out there. It was kind of fun to make. And now, shout out to that familia up there. I gotta remember the name, but they just reached out to me like, hey, we have this property if you ever want to use it. And then we just went over there and did it. But yeah, that wine sold out, but we're restocking this coming week actually.
Oh, and,
really? We're also putting out. My mom likes Chardonnay, so we're putting out Creeper Chardonnay, mi madre's favorite. It's called.
Nice.
And so
which one's the other one? What kind of wine was the first one?
Cabernet, Creeper Cab. Yeah.
So same label, different label. The new one.
Yeah, the Creeper Cab. Yeah, we just restocked. Yeah, but then we got the Creeper Chardonnay. It's a portrait of my mom that my sister drew. Yeah.
Are they distributed to stores, or is it just like
we're just selling them, shipping them online, you know? So
yeah, because that shit would be funny. You go to a wine spot and it's all like fancy shit,
and all of a sudden you just see Creeper like, hey, how about this one? Hey, you want to purchase this one? Like,
it's fun shit though, dude. Like you're having a blast, right?
Yeah.
Still?
It's cool. Yeah, man. I'm still very, like you said, grateful and fucking, doing things. Obviously, work is work. I mean, it has its stresses and its ups and downs, and but in the end, I'm doing what I love to do to make my living. So.
And you got good people around you, and that's good shit.
Yeah. Grateful for that, man. Gotta make sure to surround yourself with good people. That's for sure.
Yeah. But you got anything else you want to ask them, Johnny?
What's next? What's?
Well,
I don't know how higher you can go. You got your own shit on Hulu.
It's coming, dude. Like all your shit's lining up nicely. Holmes. Like
I'll say
Dios, like
gracias a Dios, homie, por eso, por todo, homie. It's just like damn, the Hulu show is definitely the taking it to the next step. I'm grateful to my homie Chris Estrada for creating that show and bringing me on board, and then for teaming up with a dude like Michael Imperioli to help me elevate my acting game, and hopefully y'all watch it and can see like how much work we put into it. It was like a grind, homie, like nonstop, 12-15 hour days for like 3.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
I left when it was dark outside, got home when it was dark, and we put in the work though. So and it's coming out good, in the edit, and then I got to finish the rest of my podcast. We have like the first 13 episodes out, but it's produced by Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah,
and I recorded at the Soul Assassin studio over there in
Funny or Die,
Burbank.
Right? Or was it?
No, it's called it's Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network. It's his podcast network. But
have you met him?
Yeah, hell yeah,
yeah.
He's down with Chicanos on me.
He is.
Hell yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck on me. He couldn't be nicer. Yeah.
Badass.
But yeah, he loves it. He loves all the character work, and when I hear him talk about it, like he's mentioned it in interviews and stuff, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dog? So I'm like,
that's a comedic god.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's called the Frankie Quinones show. You can get it wherever you get your podcast on.
But it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, it's out.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So shout out Soul Assassins. You did that at the Soul Assassins.
Yeah,
studio?
still doing it. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
That's
where we recorded at. Yeah, it's going good. It's scripted, it's like sketches and skits and like Cheech and Chong or Adam Sandler CDs and shit like that.
What about a serious character? Have you done any serious characters? Are you thinking about doing any serious character like a mass murderer or something?
Yeah, Richard Ramirez.
Yeah, that's serious
like
as fuck.
Some fucking. Have you ever done that, or are there any serious character? Possibly, right? A lot of comedic actors go in because based on just the characters that you're able to do already, I would imagine you'd probably do just as good doing a serious character.
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, I'd be into it, homie. I mean, the producers and director from the Hulu show, actually, they're like, man, you're gonna get some dramatic work after this because we have some dramatic scenes in there, with me and Chris, and then especially with me and Michael Imperioli, where we get real dramatic, and then I don't cry, but it just more gets serious, you know.
Yeah.
And so you got to kind of. Now they were happy that the way it worked out.
Did you have to take acting lessons or anything, or coaches or something?
Yeah, acting coaches.
Because people think that it's just easy. let me do this. It's hard.
That's a funny thing about acting is a lot of people think they can act,
yeah,
and then once the cameras get on, they get in there, they're like a deer in headlights, like, oh shit, I thought it would be different.
Yeah.
Like, cause there's all kinds of shit you got to think about,
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like not just knowing your lines, but the tone and where to look and knowing where the lenses are and, where you're, the
How'd you learn all that?
Just acting coaches and then just getting the work, It's like, we filmed a show. I filmed a TV show before with some homies, like, in 2017, we sold the show to TBS, and that was the game changer for me. I was delivering a sandwich when that happened, and then I got that call, and I'm like, fuck. I remember, I'm in my 30s, still delivering food and shit. I was delivering a sandwich to this white kid in UCLA at the dorms, and we got that call, homie, and they're like, yeah, we sold the show to TBS, 10 episodes, and then I almost just ate the sandwich, homie. But I love telling that story. That's a true story, man. And then I remember I told the fool too. I said, man, you're my last story. Me and some homies just sold a TV show. And the fool was like, oh yeah, cool, homie. You got any mayonnaise or what? But he didn't believe me, But I went back to the car and I was all emotional and shit. But
Some people, they go to school, they study acting, they're doing acting, learning theater, all this stuff to get some of those roles, man.
Yeah. I took some classes for sure, and then the coaches would help, but then just being out there in it, that's where that's the best program you have. But it's just, it's hard getting getting those opportunities. But once I was there, and then working with people like, Michael Imperioli or I remember Annie McDowell was like,
Will
a couple
Ferrell?
Scenes were, Will Ferrell.
Damn.
Yeah.
George, dude, you're a blessed man, homie.
Oh,
You
thank
really
you,
are.
man.
Like that's and to be like, I keep stressing this Chicano thing, and I don't really care if people want to hear it or not, but you're doing it. You know what I mean? There's not a lot. There are, but not as many as there should be. Not nearly as many Chicanos as should be in the public eye and making noise and getting the attention that, in Hollywood or television, film, things like that. There's not even a handful of TV shows.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There was a couple last year. But getting not just the right shows, but the right content. The right writers, the right actors, the right directors, and things like that. So hopefully, we're moving in that direction.
Yeah. I mean, it's already hard to make a good now being in TV and all that, and seeing a good show. You see how much shit has to line up for it to get there. Because now I see a show and I'm like, damn, that might have been a good. Like if it's not that good, I'm like, it probably was a great idea in the beginning, but then just to get it on TV, so many hands get in it, and they want to change so much shit. That, it happens all the time. Shit gets fucked up, but I think more and more opportunities are opening up for us, especially Chicano. I'm Chicano. My mom's half Native American. Like my tío's he's they're a Tiwa. And so it's like, always been around like a lot of raza, a lot of culture on that end. And then, just being submerged in the whole, like my pops always having lowriders. My cousins all got lowriders. I'm just like,
you're a product.
It's just like, I love it. All I saw it do was like bring people together. Like on TV, it's always associated with violence and gang life and all that. But man, for me, I was like, damn, it's the people are about the cars on me more than anything. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that is a positive influence. But like, I think those opportunities for us as Chicanos or Latinos in general, whatever, is opening up more and more. And even working on our Hulu show, like a lot of those background actors or actors were going to work on the Mayans, right. And I'm like, just to be able to go from one project to the next. And it's a good thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, hell yeah, it's happening for us. And, a homie of mine, Fabian Alamar, he used to be a professional skateboarder, and he's an actor, and he was going straight from our show to work on the Mayans, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, that's what's up. So it's good that, I think more and more opportunities are going to open up for us. We're trying to stay optimistic, like, come on, homie, we got this. Hey, come on.
I mean, this year's already, you seem super busy. And so what about free time? What do you do on your free time? What do you enjoy doing besides developing characters and fucking doing your job? Like, do you have any other hobbies or shit you're into?
Yeah, no, I mean,
I like do crochet or macrame,
knitty sweater. Yeah, I actually knitted you a sweater vest. Homie, it's pretty good, man. So I'm gonna give it to you after right now. Yeah.
No, for real, like I
like to draw and fucking. I like to, just
really
watching shit and then
I'm gonna get him a tattoo machine.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how many people would be down to get tattooed by you? Probably.
Oh, shit.
Shout out Franco Vescovi. You hear that?
Yeah.
Get him a machine. Creeper.
But,
a signature creeper machine?
Damn, homie, imagine. Every time it touches skin, it goes.
Yeah. So you draw too?
Yeah, I draw, here and there, I'm not like good. I just like it as
ride, bro.
It's like a meditative,
You
like
that,
a release.
You're gonna need that ride pretty soon, right? You got to get you a Tri-5 Impala or a
Bomb I've been shopping.
Yeah, what do you like?
I want to get my Nino has like a 39 Plymouth, like an old school Bomb.
Yeah.
But I need one. I want one to like cruise around. That one has got to be like special. But I don't know, like a super sport, Malibu or some shit or
something, right?
Yeah, like I've been looking. My dad used to have a 65. I really like 65s.
65s are cool.
Yeah, he had the little chain steering wheel, and it was like a beige color. It was clean, homie.
Get a 65.
Yeah, and I think I want to.
Yeah.
Just, still to this day.
I'm going to stay on you for that. So now I know the year.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, Frankie, I'm going to start sending you like 65 posts. Look at this one.
Yeah.
Look at this one. And then look at this one's for sale.
Yeah.
right?
65s drive good too.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
like-
They
cars.
handle good. I mean, my pops had that chain steering wheel, so those motherfuckers are hard. It don't matter what ride you got, they're like But yeah. All right, I want to get one. What year's your ride?
I have a 61 Impala convertible and, and a 36 Packard convertible.
Oh, there you go.
Johnny's got bad cars, dog. This motherfucker's bad. And he's switch happy. Even in that 36 Packard convertible. Yeah. Like this fucking crazy expensive bomb. And he's like side to side fucking.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Fun.
Just fucking switch happy on that thing, dude.
Damn.
Well, so like, I always tell people too, they're like, oh, you're going to fuck it. And it's all fucked up. I say it has stretch marks. Because it's all chipped and shit.
It likes to party.
Yeah, it live life fast, right? Yeah. And I'm like, well, it's all gonna turn to rust. Like we're gonna turn to dust, right? So you might as well enjoy it while you have it. Instead of just sitting.
But
there
it's already a famous car, dude. Everybody knows. And Johnny had that Packard way before
everybody else.
People started fucking with Packards and doing
oh
like
shit!
That.
Okay,
they got that 36.
Yeah, because now they're kind of like popular.
Packards
yeah, and everything costs a fucking arm and a leg. It's like getting a mortgage,
but it's complete.
The car.
Yeah.
What I noticed about that, my pops or my and then my Nino, it was like it was never ending, dog. You're never done working on the car, It could be fucking all right. But there's one thing now, and you're just constantly. It's just something that you do. Yeah, it's a commitment.
Yeah, that's why. Well, some people buy cars thinking you can just fucking ride off into the sunset, but you cruise something will break down. You got
something's gonna break, homie.
You gotta keep going at it, and then you're stuck somewhere. It's a pain in the ass, and
especially you're out there hitting switches like Johnny B. Good.
Yeah, that's right.
Dang, it's always breaking, dog.
Yeah, but he's the man though. When my shit breaks down, sometimes like I can't figure it out, I call Johnny because he lives up there by me. Okay. So he's right there in the Escondido neighborhood too. So
that's what's up.
I just YouTube it.
Yeah, he does. He comes over and like, fuck, Johnny, how'd you fix that? And I see him. He just
let me get my laptop here.
Hey, Rudy Rodriguez. Why can't that dude solidify a show, bro? Why can't he? What's wrong? What's that dude's problem?
Yeah, just the permit issues, brother. You know what I mean? But we got one. We got one coming up out in Tustin, parking lot up there. Then we're gonna head out to Tracy, California. We got a parking lot out there. Yeah. That's like,
this dude comes up with excuses. Yeah, that's another character.
He's
he
always
can't get
about
a
to
fucking
get a
show
gig,
and never comes through with his fucking hair and shit.
Got an outdoor performance coming out. Yeah. He's always got some performance coming up, so some kind of issue. Homie,
you're
like
fucking
that.
sick, Frankie. You are sick. Like and the ability not just to think of these characters, develop these characters, but to fucking do these characters. Very, very unique and special talent. Holmes, like,
oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I honestly, like, not just because you're right here in front of me, but there's not a lot of motherfuckers that could do that. Very, very rare, and do them as well as you do, and as convincing, and just making us crack up. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude or that dude or this person or that? So that's a very a true talent. Do you have anybody you want to shout out or anything you want to say or promote or anything like that?
Oh man, just the podcast, Frankie Quinones show, and then please watch this fool coming out on Hulu later this year. Thanks to Bobby Tribal for having me, homie. Johnny, thanks for having me, homie.
Gracias, bro.
Appreciate it.
Trick the fuck out of him, dog.
Yeah.
I got him good.
Hey, but it was impressive when we going over there to the spot. They were like, I'm like, damn, Bobby really is the mayor of San Diego. Homie. They were like, oh, it's so good to have you, Bobby. And and it's like these, legit museum people. They're like, oh, we're so happy that he's here and doing a show here. I'm like, damn. All right, Bobby, shit. But we just
hopefully we get that, man. Street legacy. We're trying to make that, but street legacy definitely. July, August this year, and we're trying to get. Hopefully we make it happen. We gotta make all the schedules work and stuff. But it's a badass venue, so we look forward to that.
I have a good feeling about it. Yeah,
I do too. That's a badass theater too, man.
Hell yeah, it's beautiful.
The green room was nice too.
Yeah.
I was visualizing all the excuse me. It'll be badass. But fucking Frankie Quinones, dude, Cholo Fit, all the other characters. Shout out to all of them. We all fucking love you, bro. Like,
love you back.
What you're doing, we appreciate it. You make us laugh. you're one of those dudes. So thank you for being here today. We appreciate
thank you,
it.
homie. I appreciate you for having me.
We appreciate that, and we'll keep going. We're gonna go have dinner. So, but Frankie Quinones, man, we're right here. Johnny Be Good, Bobby Tribal. That's right. Shout out to Modelo for the beers. Lower Left Podcast, 17th and Island, San Diego, California. Tribal Click. Frankie fucking Quinones.
So
that's right.
So dumb, so lame. I wanna go. I wanna run.
We're out. Yeah.